friendly. So I'm doing a review on just the Ctts tuning and the EzLynk and what y'all got to do as far as downloading tunes, getting revisions done. What needs to be done for that. I didn't see a whole lot on it. There's videos on how to do the EzLynk install, so you can look those up, and it's super simple to do. But yeah, as far as Ctts, love them. Customer service was great. Yeah, his data logs, everything super easy to do. I made the switch from EFI Live to EzLynk, and it's pricey to do, but as far as data logs go, the ease of just data logging, getting your tunes redone, and then sent right back to you, loaded right in the truck pretty damn instantly is what I did it for. Gauges and everything too. Way easier and just way more user-friendly with EzLynk. Glad I did it. Like I said, it is pricey, but totally worth doing. So if you can afford it, go for it. My truck is not really stock compound turbo, CP3 injectors, pretty much everything except for any headwork. It does have fire rings, but no port or anything. But yeah, everything except for connecting rods, or not connecting rods, but camshaft and crankshaft. Those are the only pretty much things stock on it. So other than that, as far as my EzLynk, I do have it ran through just an old cell phone. I put that actually just on my dash up here, and you'll see that up here. Got my gauges and everything, but the little mount up there, that's where I run it through. Right now it's a little ghetto rigged. Eventually I'll get that switched over to a CTS2 monitor. That's what I'm going to do in the future. But yeah, right now just running it through the phone. Now as far as going over everything in there, you're just going to go, I'm just going to run through it on my phone, showing you on there. It's way easier doing it that way. But yeah, as far as Ctts tuning, I did have a mechanical issue. At one point I blew the truck up, rebuilt the engine, and then after that ran it for a little while, and then did some more changes to it, and then it wasn't running 100%, so I thought it was a tuning issue right after I switched to EzLynk. But actually via data logs, and then they actually calling me and going through some things, we determined it was a rail pressure relief valve, the fuel rail pressure relief valve. So in the end, I put a plug in there. It's the cheapest thing to really put in there and be 100% that that's what it is. So obviously you don't want to run one of those 100% of the time. Not the safest thing to do. I know a lot of people do it. Right now I am currently doing it until my relief valve gets fixed. But yeah, we found that out. And by tearing that apart, I did find some metal shavings in my fuel rail. So I took out my injectors and CP3, sent those into SNS, got them looked at, and they were 100%. They sent them back. So put it all back together, and now I'm just gonna have to send in my relief valve soon. So I go through all that in the video. It's you're gonna hear it again, but just a heads up. So, but yeah, figured I'd make a review on Ctts tuning, especially the 4.0 revision that they just came out with. Now my truck is not stock. It's actually got compound turbos, injectors, lift pump, connecting rods, everything. Pretty much everything except for the camshaft and crankshaft has been modified. And the head. So my tunes would be different than your just normal tune and deleted like most people have. So the biggest thing with Ctts is customer service and their trans tuning. With customer service, if you have anything with your tunes you don't like, just go into the chat on here, let them know, and they'll work with you, tell you what you need to do as far as what gauges they want to see when you do a data log and all that stuff. It might take them a day, but they'll work with you and try to get it perfect. Now with mine obviously being not stock, they got it pretty dang close. Wanted a little less smoky, so worked a little bit and got it revised. A little issue with my idle, and then sent them another data log. They revised it. Now I'm happy with what I got. So when you first link it up, you put your EzLynk in, and then they'll send you the file. You download it through your phone, connect to the EzLynk, and then you will download your ECU profile from there. Now you can choose, if we go into ECU profiles, And then you have a whole list of stuff you choose through. Down here is all your return stock stuff. And then up here, like this is the first one I got. Down here, the 13 to 17, 3.2. And then up here is the next one I got, which is the CMER ER shift on the fly 100%. Went with that one, and then they came out with the 4.0 stuff. So right now I have the 4.0 last installed, and that's the one I got. So with that, right now you can put your own picture on there. I blew this engine up, so we had to take it out, rebuild it, and that's why. Pretty cool picture threw on there. So next thing, when you got that downloaded, you can, if they ever ask for like a data log, that's the menu you go through, and then you can record in the top right. Otherwise, these are the 2 data logs I sent. And vehicle details, diagnostics, anything else over here, you can hand it over to them. Then go through it all. Technician, all it is just the notes that you pretty much set them, or who's tuning it, which obviously Ctts. Now, if you go on this top left up here, you got the dashboard, which shows all your gauges, the vehicle, your DTCs. Click on that, if I can click on it. Hopefully I don't have any trouble codes. But your trouble codes will pop up. You can read them. They'll give you a description. You can clear them. Otherwise, you can chat with them. Now with mine, my last one was sent. Other than that, scroll all through, and this is everything just going back and forth with what I wanted. They worked on it. Like I said, I like them, like where I'm at now. Now with the 4.0, you have CAN commands that you can change. So everything from anti-theft, and your fueling here is the biggest thing. So from low boost fueling, which is applying fuel in the low end there, I have level 9 right now, and that's what I want. A little more zippy throttle response on the low end there. You don't really notice. I mean, I don't really notice more or less smoke from fueling 1 to fueling 9. Other than that, shift firmness, and I have mine for fueling. I got the level 9 shift firmness. I just went with the built converter, so I got number 1 on there. Other than that, you can change your tunes on here, which I have a shift on the fly dial, so I'll just leave that. And your shift locks and unlocks through there. So that's everything they set up. You can create your own. I've never done anything with that one. I just use everything they sent. Don't really feel like messing up my vehicle. Now, if we go on to dashboard, this is the last data log stuff that they wanted. So this is everything. Last time I think I just had my idle was a little messed up. So sent them all this. They went through it. Like I said, they cleaned it up. Everything was perfect. So on here, to change any of these, you just click on it, and you can scroll through all these things down here. That's some of the things. Like I said, I have compound turbos, not going to be stock on there. So some of the things aren't going to read. Turbine RPM is not going to read for the turbo. But let's say trans output shaft, you can adjust your warning levels and then set those. Otherwise, if you don't want to adjust anything, just hit done. You can change any of these, just click on them. Other than that, just hit the X, you get out of it. Or you can have it in the tiles like this. Click on the gauges. Like I said, you got everything on here as well. Or you can go to graphs. Obviously, it's not running right now. Graphs are going to be flat. Now on the top right where it says P, that's your gear that you're in. So right now, obviously, it's in park. But as you're shifting, that little circle that's around it, that'll actually go up and down as far as how close you are to another shift. So you'll see that, you give more throttle, less throttle, closer to the next shift or next gear. That'll go. Once it completes a circle, it'll shift. Kind of cool. I don't know. That doesn't really do anything for you. Otherwise, you can quick go into your CAN commands here. It's quick actions, record data log. Or you can go into select them all. Now with the 4.0s, you don't have to, when you switch any of these, you don't have to re-download a tune and then go through the whole trans tune again, or the trans learn again, quick learn. For 200 miles, it's like 30% throttle for the first 100, and then it's like 40% and all that stuff. You just got to go slowly ease into it so it learns its shifts. You don't have to do that when you change these. So when you switch your shift firmness or your fueling or anything like that, once you hit run, let's just go, I already have this on. Goes down, just tells you what it is for ECU profile. Once you hit run command fueling 9 LBF was sent. So now it's on the truck. Now that's what it's doing. You go back to dashboard, you can change all these like I said. So that's a cool feature about it. Everything changes right away. Now when you get a new tune, we'll go to vehicle, So with the ECU profiles, if you get a new tune, there's a little blue dot that'll pop up in this area right next to the symbol for it. So if you have a blue dot, that's a new tune. Now when you first get it, all these technically, since they haven't been clicked on, are all new tunes. So what I did, so I knew when they sent me new tunes, is clicked on every single one of these, just so it says I looked at them and they're not new. I know what they are. That blue dot went away. So then anytime they sent me a new tune, it popped up as a blue dot, and that's when I knew I can download a new tune. But when you click on any of these or want to download them, I'm not going to because I don't want to reload my trans. You have to mess with that. All you do is hit install. It'll hit download, and when you download it onto your truck, it's going to tell you to turn your truck off, put it to run mode. You're going to hit OK on the camera, or on the, not the camera, the phone. And then you're going to turn the truck off, hit OK again, turn the truck back to run, and then it'll hit download and it'll start going through the sequence. Now what I found is if you turn it right to run, hit OK instantly, turn it off, hit OK instantly, sometimes for me it doesn't download. It has an error and you have to redo that whole process again. So what I do is I turn it to run, wait a second, hit connect, turn it off, hit OK again, turn it back on to run, wait a second, and then hit OK. And then for me, 1, 2, and 3% takes a little while, but once it hits 3, 4%, I know it's actually downloading. Sometimes it only gets to 1%, and then it just like freezes and sits there. And then it'll go, I think it's probably 2 or 3 minutes. If it doesn't do anything, what I do is I just reload the app on the phone. It'll say the whole process again, turn the key off, turn it back on, all that stuff. You might have to do that 2 times. With the last couple ones I've had to do, it made me do that. I don't know if it's something with my connection, but it's always said I've connected. But like I said, once I got to 3, 4%, everything worked just fine. Download it all the way through. Once it gets to 100%, it'll tell you to turn the key off, cycle the key on, hit OK, and then you're good to go. So get that off of there. So once you get that, you can start the truck. And like I said, you got about 200 miles to drive it safe. Don't just start romping on it right away. But once you get those 200 miles done, then you're good to go. Now, like I said, if you have any issues, you can contact them through the chat up here. All you gotta do is just click on chat, click on here, tell them everything you want. I just went through, like I said, everything that I wanted done. They said, sweet, we'll figure it out. Now, the great thing about them is I did have an issue, the actual mechanical issue with mine. Go back to the dashboard. I had a mechanical issue with mine. Truck wasn't running 100%, so I thought it was a tuning. Went through, did a data log, and actually found out that my fuel pressure relief valve was bad. So I went through here. Now, like I said, this one is set up for my idle. But when I had my fuel pressure issue, I had my rail pressure desired and actual. And then those were not adding up. So switched that out for a plug. I know it's not the best thing to do, but it's a cheap, quick diagnostic. The plug held all the rail pressure, so then I had to get a new relief valve. So got that. Took a little bit because I actually sent in my CP3 end injectors because I did find a little metal in my fuel rail. So I sent those in just to be safe to S&S, got them, looked at, everything was fine, sent back, cleaned all my rails out. Everything was fine, and then put that rail pressure relief valve in there, and everything was good to go. So right now, truck's running 100% so far till I break it again. But yeah, they were super cool. The guy even called me up and said, hey, you got an issue with that. Even their tuner was gone for the weekend. He said he's going to send it to him right away, try to get me on the road. And like I said, unfortunately, I had a mechanical issue, so not their fault, my fault. But yeah, got that fixed up, and they were super cool about it. Other than that, as far as when you first connect to the app here, if you're not connected via Wi-Fi, because that's what it uses, a Wi-Fi signal, you have to make sure the box they send you is plugged into your OBD2 port. Once that's plugged in, you'll see the lights on the OBD2 port light up, and it'll prompt you to go through the settings on here of what to do. But if you log into here and your Wi-Fi is not connected to the actual EzLynk box, it's going to pop up saying, hey, you need to make sure it's plugged into the OBD2 port, and then you're going to go to your settings on your Wi-Fi, and you're going to look for your Wi-Fi, and it's going to say EzLynk and then whatever your box is. So that's my box number. Click on that. It's going to say no internet connection, but it is connected to the actual box. Come back here. It's going to do actually just like this. It's going to load up just like that, and then you're back to this. Like I said, you can change it to whatever you need to do. So overall with Ctts, super happy with them. The trans tuning is awesome, especially with the 4.0 software. You can change it to how you want. Like I said, just make damn sure you do that quick learn. You don't want to fry the transmission, especially on these trucks, especially if it's built too. So that's not something you want to do. It's a lot of money. But yeah, I didn't really see a whole lot of reviews on it or how to use it or anything with the can commands. Had to figure that out. So I figured I'd make this video to kind of go through it all. Yeah, any questions, just let me know. But yeah, definitely recommend Ctts.